Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, PSO, the class captain of the body of permanent secretaries, Mr. Samson Ajibade. I want to recognize distinguished member of Alausa. I see that the 20th head of service has joined us. Mrs. Adesoye, you are welcome, ma. I also see Mrs. Odulami joining us. You are welcome, ma. Distinguished, retired but not tired public servants of Lagos State. I'm excited to be with you this morning as we are having another conversation about best business ideas in year 2021. I want to welcome you, and I promise that once again, we are going to have a very exciting time listening to our facilitator, who is well experienced. Before the introduction of our facilitator this morning, I would like to invite my permanent secretary, my leader, my mentor, to please declare this program open for us. Please unmute yourself, sir, and speak to us. Please unmute yourself, sir.
Okay. Good morning. Let me use this opportunity again to welcome our Oga, Mama Africa, on board, Mrs. Folashade Adesoye. Good morning, ma. Good morning, ma.
Everybody is on mute. Maybe let me unmute her. Please unmute, ma. Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma. I'm Africa. I'm always very happy and appreciative of your participation in our programs, ma. God will bless you for us, ma.
Amen.
We continue to draw from your experience, and your person has really encouraged us that if we can have somebody like you on board, definitely it's aligning with the success story so far. So I want to appreciate you especially, ma, and say a very big thank you, ma, for the encouragement you have given us in your participation in our various programs. Good morning, ma, and welcome, ma.
Good morning, thank you.
Yes, ma. Other participants, I want to say welcome. Well, the essence of all this is to see how we can affect positively the lives of our retirees. We are quite familiar with the terrain in Nigeria when it comes to business ideas. And we know how people are so much interested in looking at some who are vulnerable, especially when you know you are just retiring, how to introduce various businesses to us. At the end of the day, some of them are a sorry case, some are lucky. So we did think that it's good when we come together like this and we bring on board experts who can talk to us about various ideas, how we can make use of the opportunity we have going by the circumstances we find ourselves. Opportunities come with various circumstances. The pandemic issue also throws some opportunities. It's not all that bad. When we look at the new normals we're involved in, we're engaging, it has its bitter story, but at the end of the day, we can make good of the situation to better our lives. So that is why we deem it fit that let's engage our people, let's sell ideas to them, let them ask questions, let us also benefit from those who are involved, who are also practically involved in businesses, and they can also at least lend us their experience so that we can all be better for it. On behalf of the head of service, I want to welcome all participants, particularly our former head of service. And on this note, express the goodwill of the head of service. I've spoken with him this morning, and I've mentioned this program to him, and he's quite very much happy. He would have joined us to declare it open, but he asked me to go ahead and do that on his behalf, since he's also engaged in some very official assignments. So on this note, I want to, on behalf of the head of service, declare this webinar session open and pray that at the end of the day, we'll all have cause to glorify God and be happy that we have gained one or two business ideas going by the prevailing circumstances in the country. So on that note, welcome on board, and the webinar is declared open.
Thank you very much, sir. Please, can we put our hands together for you, sir? Okay. This morning, we are going to have one of us in the public service facilitating this session. We have Mrs. Yetunde Oluwakemi Akintelo. She has an interesting professional life that cuts between classroom education and skill acquisition. Yetunde, a renowned, seasoned, and professional educationist, began her journey in the profession in 1982. She rose through the ranks, serving as a teacher under Lagos State Education District 4 in Ekwori High School, New Era Girls Secondary School, Surulere, where she was the SS3 year tutor and HOD of Science Department. Stadium Junior High School, Surulere, as vice principal and acting principal for 4 years. Mrs. Akintelo moved into the field of skill acquisition in 2006 as the Principal Skill Acquisition Center, Surulere, under the Ministry of Women Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Lagos State, and currently serves as Educator Director Education in the Ministry of, and the coordinating principal of all Lagos State Skill Acquisition Center, a position she has held for the past 4 years. This earned her the name POP, Principal of Principals. Under her leadership, 18 skill acquisition centers have produced over 80,000 skilled men and women in various crafts and trades. She has consulted for several organizations and individuals on skill acquisition, such as Apapa Local Government, Muslim Women's Society Surulere, the Redeemed Christian Church of God, Junior Church across several levels, to mention but a few. Yetunde Akintelo is a graduate of microbiology from University of Ilorin, Nigeria, and has a master's degree in botany, University of Ibadan. Postgraduate diploma in education, University of Lagos. She is a certified mediator and member of Institute of Chartered Mediator and Conciliator of Nigeria and the Institute of Corporate Administration of Nigeria. She is a certified coach, speaker, trainer, ideapreneur with zero tolerance for idleness and disorganization. Several lives have been transformed through her as a mentor and a motivator, and many recruited into the educational profession, as she constantly shows that teaching is not just a profession, but a privilege. Please join me to welcome Mrs. Yetunde Oluwakemi Akintelo. Shall we put our hands together for her as she comes on board? Please, you have the floor, ma'am. Go ahead, you have the floor. Please unmute yourself and go ahead. Unmute yourself, ma, and go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning, ma.
And I want to welcome you to this August occasion. I want to say good morning to the Permanent Secretary, PSO, and to our mama. She is not only the mama of the whole of Lagos State. She started by being my PS at one time. I actually worked with her. I want to thank you so much, Mrs. Drodala, and everybody involved for the opportunity given me to come on board today. As we all know, time is business, and as such, we'll go straight into the business of the day. While I welcome the retirees, I'm talking about the senior citizens, to this forum. I pray that as we coast along, we will all enjoy ourselves and be able to get new ideas, which is what we'll be talking about today. Now, gone are the days when monthly salary was enough for a whole household, for them to enjoy themselves and comfortably go on. How much more retirees, senior citizens, who are being paid stipends now? Today, families with 2 sources of income can barely cater for every member without going through some, stepping down for most of their pressing needs, particularly with the present state of economy worldwide. However, as good as it is to search and want to learn a skill that ends, we have to be cautious and we have to keep certain considerations in mind. When we are choosing a skill, there are factors to consider. And this morning, I want us to look at some ideas which give us less stress, little hustle. There are some things we cannot hustle about now because the age factor is on our side. No matter how much we package ourselves, we know that we are already aging. So there are certain things that we cannot handle again. So we're looking at things that will be giving us less stress, what we can do by ourselves, mostly, because I've discovered that when you rely on people, people may not be reliable. Not because they don't want to be, but probably because the circumstances surrounding them does not allow them. We also have to look at whatever we invest in, that it must be able to bring us income. Also, it must be pleasurable, something you enjoy doing. And also, it must meet a need. So no matter how good it is that we're searching and we want to learn a skill that will earn, we need to be cautious and we need to keep considerations in mind. In choosing a skill, there are factors to consider. So to start with, we need to understand the importance of niching, because we need to identify our niche. Your niche is actually your subject matter or what you'll be helping people with. It could do with your professionalism, your service, or your service delivery. You find out that you could be working on services, on products, or on skills. That is where you need to choose your niche. Now, another milestone is to understand the importance of having an ideal clientele avatar. Your ideal client is the person you'll be helping with your niche. You already have your own niche, but that person is the one that needs that thing. It could be a woman, a man, a child. You need to help him solve a problem. That's why I said, when you are looking at what to do, you have to look at it as something that is a need to somebody. So now for us to choose our niche, for you to choose your own niche, you have to give it a lot of thought. And it's important to choose one that you really enjoy. Please take note of that word, enjoy, because you'll be working with it every day. In business, a niche targets clients or customers who are interested in the very specific topic that you are talking about. And as an entrepreneur, you need to market to the folks who have problems that you can solve. That is very, very important. Although the thought of making money and attracting everybody sounds appealing, it doesn't work, because otherwise you'll just become a jack of all trades, master of none, and you discover that people just peck and go at your business. Unless your business is a retail variety store where they are selling tin tomato, pepper, and things like salt, that one can attract everybody. You must also have identified the specific group of potential customers you want to use your offerings for. For instance, if you want to sell plantain chips, the people you want to sell to are the most important. If you want to sell to the likes of every man on the street, fine. You get nylon bag, you staple something together and you sell it. If we remember the days of pure water, I think it was ice water originally. They used to tie it in nylon bags. But when they saw that nobody was buying from the streets, they started doing pure water. Today, I'm sure many of us will not drink pure water. We will go for bottled water. So the people who started making bottled water know the kind of clientele they want to sell to. They don't want to sell to the ordinary man. But thank God today, every ordinary man too has grown to become a big man, and they now buy bottled water. So targeting your customer is just defining who your primary customers will be. The group of people who fit into this definition need to be measurable. They need to be large enough, and they need to be reachable. If you know the people you want to serve, you have to know how you can reach them. You need to ask yourself some questions like, what topics do I feel passionate about? What subjects do I know a lot about? What areas would I be happy working with every day? Let's take note of that, every day. Because now we're not going to the regular 9 to 6 jobs. This is about us and about our lives. And every day must be Christmas for us. Nobody should upset us now, and we should not upset ourselves. So the everyday comes into activity. Now, what are the action steps we need to take concerning declaring our niches? You need to make a list of at least 5 most likely niches that you know a lot about. Select the one that you know will be best for you, and then you will be energetic and wake up every morning eager to begin your work day if you have chosen a niche that you love. Your enthusiasm will help generate business. You need to identify your ideal clients. Know that you have a niche. It's time to identify your client or customer to be able to attract them. You need to know them, and they need to get to know you well. Once you have a clear picture of your ideal customer, You can now write as though you are speaking to that one particular person. That makes it easier for you to move because you are talking to one person. Now, your ideal client profile must look at the age range. For example, this workshop today is for the age range of the retirees. If I were going to talk to younger guys, I probably would give them some other ideas. I won't give you ideas that will stress you because of the age range. You also have to look at the gender. Our gender here today is mixed. The marital status, the educational background. If I'm talking to permanent secretaries, if I'm talking to top government officials, I won't be using the same language that I will use for the cleaners. You have to look at the location and their present occupation. You also have to look at the personal traits. You have to look at the personal traits to see whether they are confident or not confident. You have to see whether they are introverted or extroverted. You need to see their optimism. Some may be pessimistic. You need to view them and see how their friends view them, how their families view them, and what their personal values are. Sometimes you may wonder why all those things come to play. At the end of the day, you will understand. Other things we need to think about. How can I help my clients? Our topic is ideas, but we have to marry our ideas with this background. How can I help my ideal clients? What are the main problems that they are facing? How does my product or how do my services offer a solution to at least one of the problems? What are the benefits of my products and services that I provide for them? Will my ideal client buy from me? Why must he buy from me anyway? Why not from another person? That's why some of us, when we go to the market, there are some people we buy from every day. I can't remember where I went last week, and I was looking around for my customer. I think I wanted to buy mangoes. Can you imagine? To buy mangoes, there is a particular woman I buy from, because there's no time that I buy from this woman that I regret. Also, we have in the market our customers, the ones we buy from, the ones we buy plantain from. You see that one way or the other, for whatever reason, there must be a reason. It's either that they are courteous, it's either that they are kind, it's either that their things are cheap, one way or the other. There is something that attracts us to them. So these are the things we need to consider. What are the things that will be given to my clients that will make him always buy from me instead of going to the woman in the next shop? Now, what are we expected to do? We are expected to solve a problem. We are also expected to get found by being visible and to build our know, like, trust factor. KLT, know, like, trust. If you don't know somebody, you cannot trust the person. If you don't know a product, you cannot trust it. If you know a product and you don't like it, you will not trust that product. So you have to build that. It is called KLT, know, like, trust. You also need to build your marketing plan. That's when you come in with your branding, your blog, your landing pages, etc. That is, you help these people to find you. You help your clients to find you. So how do you get found? You find out where your ideal customer hangs out, and you be in their faces. By the time they see you a second time, they will know that, I've seen this person before. I keep seeing this woman around. What's she doing around? And they begin to ask questions. You also need to search for forums that discuss the topic that they prefer and join. You become active, you make meaningful contributions at such fora, and you are active on social media. I know many of us are afraid of social media, and you are saying, social media? I don't care about social media. My own business is social media. These days, people share ideas and they form opinions based on what their friends and followers are saying on social platforms. If you don't know how to, just follow your son or your daughter or your grandson. In their footsteps, you will grow. This morning now, my boys have helped me to set up all these gadgets all over the place. If we don't know what to do, yes, we are senior citizens. They even call us old school, even though we are struggling not to be old school. But notwithstanding, if you don't know how to go about the social media, call your son. He knows something about it, and he will put you through. That's why they are there anyway. Thank God for them. So in essence, we now want to start looking at our different ideas, the best ideas in the year 2021, the best business ideas in 2021. Like I mentioned earlier, there could be products, there could be services, there could be skills. I have here a long list of products. The regular one we find around are cakes. If you learn how to bake, you are in money. Pancakes. You may decide that your own pancake may be flavored. You may put some additives. Chin chin. There are different flavors. There are different shapes of chin chin. The ones that we sell, you make your own different. Bread. There is banana bread. There's carrot bread. All sorts of things, all sorts of flavors of bread. You can do that. Moi moi. I've seen moi moi in triangle shape before. I'm talking about moi moi. I think last week I read about a woman. Many of us have heard about her. This Megbokwe woman. Ayo Megbokwe. That is, I think, no leftover. Yes. She started with ordinary moi moi. And that moi moi carried her to the White House in America. She went to see Mrs. Obama. She had dinner with, was it Clinton or somebody? Your moi moi can carry you to places. Plantain chips, potato chips, cocoa chips, cocoa, that cocoa that they call cocoa, that is color purple. You can make it into chips. Akara chips. Akara chips is different from akara balls. There is also akara balls. When I was small, in fact, now I'm thinking, there are so many ideas that we could have really cashed in on. When I was younger, my mother used to make the best akaras in the world. And she made sure she taught all her children. I'm having ideas now, maybe I'll start selling akara. And we used to joke at home. We used to call her Iyaduni Akara Industry. There used to be one Iyaduni Akara Industry on the way to Osu, Akara Osu, in those days. And if you know how to make your akara very well, it will attract people. At that young age, our friends used to come to our house every Saturday because they knew we would take ogi and akara, and the akara was spectacular. So even now, if you start with akara balls and you make it spectacular, and you give a neighbor today, a neighbor tomorrow, the neighbor knows that every Saturday you are eating akara. She comes around to play with you. You give her some akara to eat. Then one day, she will tell you that she wants akara, and you tell her it doesn't cost much. You just need to pay me like 2,000 naira. And willingly, she puts down the 2,000 because she feels like eating akara. You make it for her. Your referrals have started. She goes from one point to that lady next door, she makes akara. And when they need akara, they just need to call you, and you make the akara, and you make your money as well. There are things like shawarma. There are things like migao. You know, When we go for wake keeps, we take mingao. If they know you make mingao very well, they just tell you to bring mingao for 200 people for the wake. And you have just peppered chicken. Next slide. Peppered snails, peppered stockfish, cocktails and mocktails. My dear brothers and sisters, do you know you can sell water and make money? Ice block. Just buy the nylon, make it, put it in your, okay, you will say NEPA is not working. No problem, buy a generator to power your freezer. And you are in money. You got your money from your water from your tap. You didn't pay any extra money on it. The money you are paying to water corporation is all you are still paying. And you try to put it in your freezer. You will only run it with a little bit of fuel. It is frozen. When they know that you have solid ice block, every weekend you will see them lining up at your front to come and buy ice block. You can open an eatery. You can open a bakery. I have a cousin who was a banker. Today she's into baking. She has a bakery. And she was telling me, I said, we need to come and cash, let me bring customers. I said, no. For now, she can no longer cope. After about 1.5 years, she needs to expand. You can do jollof rice and sell. You can do fried rice. I used to have people, when I have party, I'll just book a cooler of jollof rice. That's all. You don't need to cook in my house. Somebody is doing the cooking and the person is getting the money. These are things you can do. Fried rice and so on. You can do foods and spices. You can package them. Ground pepper. There are beautiful containers out there. I've seen people do crayfish, ginger, garlic, pepper soup spices, cloves, egusi, ogbono, ogi, both wet and dried. Even ground pepper. I've bought ground pepper before. That is wet one, the one they grinded, pepper, tomato, all together, onion. Do you know people sell it and they make money? You just need to understand how it is done, get yourself packaged and begin to make your money. And you'll be meeting somebody's needs. You can also have things like yam flour, plantain flour, gari, beans, wheat, millets. There are so many beautiful containers out there. OK has made many containers and many sealants that we can use. You can package food and soup. You can package edikaikon, ofada sauce, ayamashe, mixed okra. I've gone out before and bought ofada sauce that they have mixed, ready to prepare, including, you won't believe this person actually has bleached the oil. So I got bleached oil with the ofada sauce. I just got home, poured everything in a pot, 10 minutes, my ofada soup was ready. At the same place where I bought that ofada sauce, another person was selling dried and seasoned meats, goat's meat, dried. She was also selling beef, packaged, beautifully packaged. And I was like, Egbami. I've also bought egbo. The local people know what egbo is. Maize that is, peeled. You cook it like rice and you use fried sauce to eat it. Very delicious. Somebody else has packaged it before. Mixed okra, ilasepo. Some people don't know how to cook it, but they know how to eat it. But once they know you know how to do it, then the market is yours. You can also go into farming. You can deal in fingerlings. There are some people who hatch. When they hatch, you buy your fingerlings and you sell. You can be breeding, in which case you are getting from the people selling the fingerlings and you are breeding the fish. You can also go into fish smoking. You don't need to breed your fish to be the one smoking it. if you are concentrating on the fish smoking, and it's very easy, very cheap. I know that there were some seminars and some workshops before now, some trainings, even in snailry. These things are not very expensive. I think with about 200,000 naira, you can start a snailry. Very, very cheap and easy to maintain. You can do it at the back of your house. You can go into home decor and accessories. You can make throw cushions, duvet, bed sheets, flower vases, beaded ornaments, fascinators, and hatinators, turbans and caps. There are so many things that we use, and these things are very easy to make. Very, very easy, and you make your money. For example, those hatinators and turbans, there are some of them, like the turbans and the caps. What you put in is about 1,500 naira, and when you are selling yourself about 2,500 naira, and it doesn't, in fact, in one day, you can make up to 20. Hello, is that not cool money? So these are the areas we want to look into. Also, you can go into natural skincare products, organic, soap, baby cream, hair cream. Again, I tell you, when we were younger, there were some things we toyed with. We did not know that there were business ideas. Soap. My sisters and I used to mix soap, oshedudu with osu. We will mix it, put a little bit of olive oil, put a little bit of alcohol, mix it, and our bodies were glowing. But we did not know that there were business ideas. Now you know. Body cream, very easy to produce. Hair cream, you can make your hair cream yourself. When we were smaller too, we did some funny things. We didn't know that hemp was not the order of the day. At least we did not smoke it. We put a little bit in our hair cream. It was later when we saw that people were, even from Obodo Igbo, they were making hair cream using Indian hemp. And we had it here. The ideas were there. These are great ideas for us. Natural skincare products. Again, you can go into services. You can go into consultancy. From my profile, you heard that I've done some consultancy for some groups. Yes, I hope to continue on that line. You can go into laundry. These things, you don't have to do it by yourself, but you need to know how to do it, because the day will come when the man that you employed may not be around. You can go into babysitting. All of us, particularly the grandmothers, we're already traditional omugos now. I don't know how they spell omugo, O-M-U-G-O, omugo, or something like that. Anyway, so we can do babysitting. My daughter comes to drop her daughter. She can also tell her friends to drop their children. I take care of them, particularly when we travel. And as I'm taking care of them, I'm making some cool money. We may also need to do a little bit of training on that line and probably register with Lagos State. You can go into student coaching. You can do car wash, gas supplies, and so on. Just look inward. You'll find some. Hello? Okay. She said she has promoted. Okay. Sorry about the break in transmission, but I believe, can everybody hear me now? Mrs. Jodola, can you hear me? Oh, I can't hear you. Hello.
Yeah. You are audible. You are audible, ma. You can go ahead, please.
So sorry about the break in transmission. I made mention about what we can do in our different homes, the services, the consultancy, the laundry, the babysitting, the student coaching, car wash, gas supplies, we can look around and see the small things that we can do and make money while sitting in the comfort of our homes. I also made mention of network marketing, but I remember to tell us that we shouldn't spend all our earnings, which are not up to what we used to earn now, on network marketing. And I want us to move on now to look at exports. We can go a step forward by going into exportation of items. So the basic requirements for export, next slide. The basic requirements for exports, having our products outside our location is a dream come true because it allows more customers to know us, and for us, for our items to gain acceptability in the international market. It's very, very important. So for us to be able to do that, it increases our profit inflow and opens doors for other opportunities, such as collaboration and contacts. And at the same time, but it doesn't. We have to do some things. Some I's need to be dotted, T's need to be, so many things we have to do into details. It has to do with, when it has to do with exports, there are a few steps that are of utmost importance, and these include ensuring that our products are top-notch. They have to be very, very good products for us to be able to export them. We also have to maintain the consistency of the brand. It's very important that our brand is very consistent. Such say they are buying today, that's the same thing they will meet tomorrow, and that's what they will meet again next month. It's not as though it will change from time to time. Also, we have to understand the trade policy of our target countries. In some countries, there are certain things that you cannot take into those places, and there are some specifications that you have to meet, you know? So you also have to have a direct link with some people in the case of emergency in the country where you are exporting to. You have to register your products with the bodies that are involved in Nigeria. For example, any food that has to be taken out, even the ones that are taken here, have to be registered by NAFTA. You have to register for any payment platforms that you are able to use or that you're able to receive payments for in currencies. I have a list of platforms that you can use for your payments. I have them listed there: Paystack, PayPal, Flutter, Seller. You can find more about that. You can just do a small Google and you find out about all this. And for export, you need to go through training as well. There are many ideas. So in conclusion, I would like to tell us that there are so many ideas that we can explore that can bring us money, especially in this time that we have penned down and we are at home. Therefore, we must learn to monetize the skill of our talent and make it worthwhile. Those of us that know how to talk, we are using our mouth to talk to make money. I'm aware now that the Ministry of Education is allowing some people to come up as mentors for the teachers. And of course, they are paying them. They are using their skills to stay alive. So, monetize the skills, monetize your talents, make
audio man low mambo.
Okay, it is well. Some people don't want us to make money, but we are making money. Whether the internet likes it or not, they are making money. So why should we not make money? I said that I've listed quite a number of things about exporting. We can go into export, but our products have to be top-notch for us to be able to export them. They also have to be consistent in branding, in which case, what they meet today, that is quality assurance, quality control. What they meet today is what they will meet tomorrow. We also have to understand the trade policy of our target countries. Some countries do not take some things in. For instance, the kind of Coca-Cola we drink in Nigeria cannot be exported into the UK. It has plenty of sugar. They don't put so much sugar there. But we can drink it here. We also have to have a direct link over there in case of an emergency. You need to register with the appropriate government quarters, government bodies. For example, any food going out, even any food manufactured here, should be registered with NAFTA. Then you have to register on a payment platform so that you can receive your payments from other countries. And I listed some platforms where you can register to be able to get your money, like PayStar, PayPal, Filterwave, Seller. I said all this small Google and be able to know how to access this. And in conclusion, I said that there are many ideas that we can explore to bring us money, especially in this time when our pens are down. Our pens are down, but our bodies are not down. Therefore, we need to learn to monetize the skills of our talents and make it worth the while. I also went on to say that when we master this, it will be easier to make the rest of our lives the best of our lives. I added that the grave is the richest place in the world because it contains many dreams that are not fulfilled. It contains many books that are not written. That's another idea. Writing a book. Writing a book is very easy these days. All you need is your gadget. You record what you want to do. You translate it to write by itself. No headache. Many dreams are in the grave that are not fulfilled. Many books unwritten. Many potentials are not activated. And many heights are not attained. For us to make the best of our lives, we have to make sure that we use what we have to get what we need. And I said we should all remain phenomenal. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Yetunde Akintaylor. I'm sure we've all learned one thing or the other. I know we have comments, we have questions. So I'm going to give us that opportunity now to ask our questions and to make our comments. If you have something to say, please indicate by raising your hands so that we can ask you to unmute and ask your questions or make your comments. Our facilitator is still very much around to answer all our questions. So you can go ahead now and indicate if you have any question. Please, you can unmute and ask your question. Go ahead, unmute and ask your question, please.
Hello.
Hello, ma. We are here, ma.
Well, mine is not a question, but to appreciate the head of service and indeed our captain and the department of post-service department for thinking it fit to organize this type of session for us. It really gives us a sense of belonging, that we still belong to this family and that you still care for us. But I also want to appreciate the presenter, Mrs. Akitelo, if I'm right, for this beautiful presentation. 3 things that she mentioned that I would like us to note. One is that whatever business we are going into, we should enjoy it. It should be a pleasure to us undertaking such a business, and that it should not be stressful because of our age. And also, we should make money. I want to sound a note of a warning to all of us that we should not let anybody take advantage of us. We're in the age of internet. People are not willing to toe the line, to suffer again, to work hard, to make money. Once they see you that you have retired and you are old, the younger generation, they are on the pilots. I want to say on the express. They are on the express lane. So we need to be careful so that what we have labored for over the years does not go down the drain. My prayer is that as we age, so shall our strength be, and anything we put our hands on, we will prosper in the mighty name of Jesus. It's a good gesture that what you have done for us, and we really appreciate it. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you very much, ma. Please let's put our
Thank
hands
you,
together
ma.
for the 28th of head of service.
Thank you, ma. We
Any more
appreciate.
questions? Any more comments?
Thank you, ma.
More questions, more comments? Please feel free to unmute and speak. You can unmute and speak, please. More questions, more comments, more reactions? Okay.
Ms. Rhoda, let's move ahead.
All right. It seems we don't have any questions and comments. I'm sure we have all enjoyed this session. I just want to add 1 or 2 things, or just to remind us that whatever business we are going to is something that must give us less stress. She also mentioned it. It must be pleasurable, something we wake up every morning and we are all interested in doing. She also mentioned the fact that we should remember that we should not allow anyone to upset us, and we should not upset ourselves. It's very important. On that note, I want to say a very big thank you to our facilitator. And I want somebody to, on behalf of the head of service and the retirees of Lagos State Public Service, to appreciate our facilitator for today. Somebody to indicate and appreciate our facilitator for today. Okay, maybe I will call somebody. Please, Mr. Yemi Ogunleye, can you please appreciate our facilitator? Mr. Yemi Ogunleye, please unmute and appreciate our facilitator.
On behalf of all the participants of this program, I want to appreciate the organizer, the PSO, and all the staff for the PSO for doing fit to see us, to give us the spirit of belonging to this government again, and to see us growing, but not die at a younger age. We appreciate you, and we thank you for this wonderful presentation that we are most benefited from it. May God continue to enrich your knowledge, and God will continue to strengthen the facilitator, our Mrs. Taylor. May God be with you, and God be with every one of us in the next efforts. God to lead you right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ogunleye. God bless you.
Okay.
And thank you so much, our facilitator for today, Mrs. Yetunde Akitelo. On that, we have come, we are about to round up. On that note, I would like to call on my PS for closing remarks. PS, please.
Well, Mrs. Akintelo, thanks for a job well done. I was on throughout the presentation, and I think I've benefited also. I've picked some points, and I will strive as much as possible to practicalize all you have presented to us. I also want to appreciate my Oga, our mommy in the house, Africa, Mrs. Folashadade Soye. Thank you so much. The words of elders are words of wisdom for adding your voice and advising rightly that we have to be careful and we have to watch carefully. Yes, we need, everybody wants money, but the way we go about it, we need to be very careful and be watchful. A lot of our guys are out there looking for vulnerable people. So we appreciate your advice, ma. Mr. Akintelo, you have really done justice to all these covering areas that one can easily delve into, products, services, etc. You have really done justice to the presentation. So I want to appreciate you, and also to let us know that the head of service sends his greetings to every one of us and wants us not only to be listeners of the words, we'll be more happy and fulfilled when we see most of us after these webinar lessons trying our hands on some of those businesses. One or two can go together, like the presenter rightly said. You can be into breeding fishes at the same time, fish farming and also smoking. If you can't go the whole hog, you can try one. Hatchery, hatching of fingerlings, all those ones. Yes, we have picked great lessons from that. So I want to advise that please, don't let just open up to the webinars and just listen, but what can we make or out of it? How do we bring into practice all we've had? And I want to believe in another few months, we should see some of us who are involved in one or two of these skills and trade. And at the end of the day, we'll be happy for it, that what we are doing is not in vain. So whatever knowledge you have acquired, please let us put it into practice. On this note, I send the greetings of the head of service and to declare the webinar session closed for the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. On this note, I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Governor, Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu, for granting us approval once again to do this webinar. I also want to use this opportunity to appreciate the head of service and the permanent secretary, and of course, the 20th head of service for always joining us on this program, and our retired permanent secretaries that have joined us. I see Mrs. Fumilola Odunlami. Thank you so very much for joining us, ma. I see some of my Ogas directors. Thank you so much for joining us. Like we always do, this webinar is bi-monthly, one on finance and business related, the other one is on health. So before the end of the month, we are definitely going to have another session, which is going to be on our health. So on that note, I want to say a very big thank you to all of us that have joined us today, especially the 20th head of service. Thank you so much, ma. You know, your joining, your contributions is an encouragement all the time. I'm so very grateful, ma. Thank you very much. For
on a lighter mode, when we start making money, where do we bring our 10% tithe?
Maybe to the head of service.
To the head of. Thank you.
After paying 10% to church,
After paying 10% to church. Pay to Yemi Johnson as a treasurer. It is well.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Very nice to see your face. Very happy, glad, excited to hear your voice again today. God bless you, man. God bless each and every one of us for joining the program. And on that note, we are saying bye-bye at this time. But I'm not going to shut down the system. I'm not going to end the meeting. Let us feel free to unmute and interact with one another. I see that a lot of people, we are not on camera. Please, let's put on our videos so that we can see each other's faces, interact, you know, and chat with one another. It shouldn't be work, work, work all the time, you know. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's put ourselves on video and let's unmute, free chats. Let's talk to each other.
Well, thank you. Mrs. Akintelo, Ikeja meta o.
Unmute yourself.
I can't hear you.
Unmute, ma. You are on mute. Mrs. Akintelo, unmute. Unmute, ma.
Hear you.
What's your
Ikeja meta o.
unmute? I can't say ma. Ikeja meta ma. Shara le. Mo fẹ́ jọ yín o. Mo ra ìkẹyìn bó ṣe ń yọ tó ń dán.
Check it. In fact, me.
Yeah. It is just enjoy yourself.
It is just 5 a.m. It's just 5 a.m. here. Because of just have to. Mrs. Durodola, well done.
Thank you very much, ma.
Well, yeah, can you take me long papa?
Share me, ma. Ẹ ṣé ma. Yes, ma.
Regards to the head of service for taking care of us. So come on, worry. When we make the money, we bring the 10% tithe to the head of service office.
Okay, ma.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, ma.
Have a nice day.
All right. Bye-bye, ma. Thank you very much for joining.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, ma.
Seems we are all very quiet. Nobody is talking. All right. Let's bring the webinar to a close. Thank you very much once again for joining.
I have a friend of mine there that I can see.
Okay.
One of my friends came on board. Jaye Oloyede. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, àwọn èèyàn sá pamọ́. Mrs. Ọdúnlámì mi ò rí wọn mọ́.
Ẹ káàsán, ẹ kú
Mrs.
iṣẹ́.
Ọdúnlámì. I can't see her again. Ẹ ṣé. Bless you. Thank you, darling. Thank God. We'll talk later. Ẹ ṣé. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Bye-bye. For the wonderful.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for the opportunity. I really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome, ma.
Bless you. All right, till later. All right then. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye, ma. All right.